Pokemon has been a vastly popular franchise since the launch of the first games, Red and Blue, Red and Green if you're nasty. Then the TV series, and most recently a resurgence again with the mobile game Pokemon Go, and since the mid-90s has become the largest entertainment property ever. These pocket monsters are a varied bunch, some are cute and cuddly, and others are venerable monsters. However, some of them resemble real creatures you might find roaming around our world. So, with the launch of the next generation of games on the horizon, Pokemon Sword and Shield, I thought I'd take the time to introduce you to some of the real-world creatures that Pokemon are based on. And needless to say, with these guys, don't try and catch them all. So now, here are the 10 most interesting Pokemon from Generation 2 that are based on real-life animals you may find in the tall grass.
Hello there, and welcome to the world of Pokemon.
Who's that Pokemon?
Cyndaquil. Cyndaquil is the fire starter from Generation 2.
I'm a fire starter, twisted fire starter.
This cute little guy you got to choose as your companion from the beginning of Pokemon Gold, Silver and Crystal. It may look a bit weird with its long pointy nose and the flaming spikes on its back that sometimes disappear, but it is in fact based on a real-world animal, the Tenrec, more specifically the lowland-streaked Tenrec. Native to the island of Madagascar, yes, that island, it's not just famous for lemurs, the Tenrec can be best described as a hedgehog that grew up in the 90s. The fact that none of the characters from Sonic the Hedgehog were one of these is a travesty. The streaked Tenrecs are actually quite amazing as they can rub the quills in the middle of their backs together to make a high-pitched sound that they use to communicate with young. They're the only mammal known to communicate by rubbing body parts together. This behaviour is usually found in insects and reptiles.
Who's that Pokemon?
Spinarak. Spinarak is a surprisingly cute Pokemon considering it's a spider. Notably, Spinarak was the first spider Pokemon introduced to the games, and one of the first monsters you could catch in Pokemon Gold that utilised the new day and night mechanic being a nocturnal creature. It appears that the pattern on its back is just a cute design to make it look more appealing, considering it's a spider. However, this is actually found in the natural world. The Hawaiian happy face spider. The patterns do differ between individuals and between the Hawaiian Islands, however many have their namesake smiley face on their back. This pattern is likely to help deter the birds that feed on them as the variation in the happy face pattern helps counteract pattern recognition. This coupled with the spider's abdomen changing colour depending on what it is eaten work quite well as a unique and effective camouflage.
Who's that Pokemon?
Scizor. Scizor was introduced in Generation 2 as one of the first Steel-type Pokemon and is quite a powerful evolution for a Pokemon that previously hadn't evolved, Scyther. Some Pokemon evolve when traded while holding a specific item, Metal Coat in this case. This powerful brawler became quite the favourite of many people due to its stats and design. It has since appeared in many other Nintendo properties. It turns out that this Pokemon's amazing design is inspired by mantid flies. While they look similar to normal mantids with their front two raptorial legs used to catch small insects, however unlike regular mantids, the mantid fly's pincers lack foot pads as they aren't used for walking, which is why Scizor is actually a mantid fly and not a mantis.
Who's that Pokemon?
Ursaring. Ursaring is a huge furry brawler bear Pokemon introduced in Pokemon Gold and Silver. Clearly based on a bear, however despite its brown and grisly appearance it takes more inspiration from the sun bear. The ring on Ursaring's chest bearing a big similarity to the crescent shape on the chest of the sun bear. Despite sun bears being quite a small species of bear, in fact the smallest, and Ursaring being quite large, the Pokédex from Gold and Silver describes its great ability to climb trees, however most of the time it doesn't. The sun bear being a potentially fierce species of bear is also incredibly well adapted for climbing trees.
Who's that Pokemon?
Remoraid. Remoraid is a small fish Pokemon introduced in Gen 2. It could only be caught by fishing with the Super Rod on Route 44. Often called the Jet Pokemon, the Pokédex describes its ability to shoot a jet of water at a target up to 100 meters away, an obvious reference to the archer fish. However, its design is a bit different, resembling a Remora, a hint obviously being in the name too. This is further backed up by the Pokemon Mantine, whose artwork in Gold and Silver shows a Remoraid attached to it. Introduced in Generation 4, the pre-evolution of Mantine can only evolve with a Remoraid in your party, both of which are traits of the Remora which attach themselves to animals to be carried in the current and feed, animals such as turtles, whales, sharks and rays, most importantly, manta rays.
Who's that Pokemon?
Kingdra. Kingdra is the third evolution of Generation 1's much-loved Pokemon, Horsey. Kingdra gave the group of Pokemon a boost by being a final evolution with much improved stats and giving it a second type, turning it into a powerful dragon Pokemon. Along with the change in type follows a change in inspiration, originally with Horsey and Seadra being seahorses, Kingdra is a sea dragon. More specifically, the common sea dragon. Although they look like seahorses, sea dragons are only closely related, with the main difference being sea dragons cannot curl their tails like seahorses, as well as the spines of sea dragons resembling leaves more than seahorses who just have bony spines.
Who's that Pokemon?
Lantern. Lantern is an interesting Pokemon, being the only Pokemon, along with its pre-evolution, to be water electric, which is strange because those types wouldn't normally mix. Generation 2, it's only caught with one of the better fishing rods due to its preference for the deep ocean. In later games, when the ability to dive is introduced, many people will recognise this as you're constantly swimming across lanterns. You may think that this guy takes its inspiration from anglerfish, and you'd be right. However, more specifically, the football fish. The football fish specifically being a deep-sea anglerfish except more rounded than its other anglerfish cousins.
Who's that Pokemon?
Politoed. Politoed is quite a strange Pokemon, being an alternative third evolution for the Poliwag line of Pokemon, meaning that when Poliwag evolves into Poliwhirl, with the introduction of this Pokemon, it could either continue evolving into the previous Poliwrath, or if you traded it to a friend while holding the King's Rock, you'd get a Politoed. As with Poliwag, which we mentioned in the previous Pokemon video, it still has the spiral marking on its stomach. In fact, that's the giveaway of which real-world creature this is, the glass frog. Glass frogs are a group of fantastically lime-green tree-dwelling frogs native to Central and South America, where some species retain the transparent stomachs of their tadpole form, leaving everything, their heart, liver, stomach and intestines, still visible.
Who's that Pokemon?
Yanma. Yanma is a fantastic insect Pokemon introduced with many others in Pokemon Gold and Silver. Originally found on the road leading to the Johto National Park, Johto's answer to the Safari Zone, and much like the Lantern, another fantastically typed Pokemon. Being a flying bug type means it doesn't have a weakness to bird Pokemon, unlike other bugs. Clearly based on dragonflies, this Pokemon more specifically resembles the red-veined darter, also simply known as the Nomad. Seriously, it is also called a Nomad. Look it up, insects have some amazing names. Given its huge size, however, it may also take inspiration from giant prehistoric dragonflies, also known as griffin flies. Seriously, bugs have such great names.
Who's that Pokemon?
Araados. Araados is the evolved form of the previously mentioned Spinarak, so another spider Pokemon. Again, this fantastic looking pocket monster takes inspiration from real world monsters. Menagerie formicaria. Menagerie formicaria is a fantastic example of a spider. It's a type of jumping spider. Typically a cute group of spiders. Yes, they're cute. I don't care if you don't like spiders. Shut up. Sorry, I digress. Menagerie formicaria is a species of ant-mimicking jumping spider, such an amazing adaptation you cannot deny. The colour of these jumping spiders depends on the species of ant it's mimicking, and its colours can even change over the course of its lifespan to mimic the different growth stages of ants. Amazing, isn't it? The Pokédex entry for Araados also talks about how it spews thread from its mouth to catch prey, which is something many people think spiders can do, but in fact they produce thread from their abdomen. That is, unless, and I'm sorry to introduce this to you, you're a spitting spider, which do exist. They are a type of six-eyed spider that spit a fluid to catch prey that congeals into a sticky venomous mass that both immobilizes and envenomates its prey.
Hey! So you're finally here! Fantastic!
Well, there you go. Did you know so many Pokemon were based on real-life creatures? In fact, there will be many more to come in future videos. Leave a comment with any on this list you're surprised to know about, or maybe any you were sad I missed. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to The Naturalist Online for more videos about surprises in nature and wildlife. Thanks for watching.